I play the game with no timeouts. You ride my wave, you're getting wiped out. Big mistakes get white out. I spot you like a lighthouse. Watch your moves like a night owl. On a full moon, wolves gon' howl. Can't bounce back, no rebounds. I show up like me how.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Tip Off. I am your host, Iceman the Eskimo. And y'all know what time it is. Next time, I'm waiting for the rest of the fellas to pull up, but I got Notorious on the live with me right now. To the rest of the fellas pull up. What's good?
What's good, man? Chilling, nothing, just chilling, man. Just ready to talk some ball.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Now you know, Nets just signed fanbo Zang. I don't know if you know anything about him, Joey.
Nah, to be honest with you, Ice, I never heard of him, so I can't really speak too much on him. I'm just here to learn from you guys who seen the kid play before.
All right, yeah, I ain't really see him. I watched a lot of clips on him because I seen a few months back that they was interested in him. Right before the draft, they was already talking about him, and he played in the G and he played overseas. He got hurt. That's why he didn't play in summer league. He had I think a back injury, and then they said he wasn't going to be ready until till preseason, and then they were still waiting on something from overseas. I don't know what it was. They was waiting on them to give him like the okay or something to for the Nets to sign him, but they just got the deal done. And bro, he's 6'11". He's apt for what is he? I don't want to say Chinese. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think he's Japanese.
Okay, yeah, because I had those same questions. I'm like, okay, what's his nationality, ethnicity? Because it sounds like he's kind of Asian. His name, and then I wanted to know. I'm like, okay, what's his age? You said he played in the G League last year.
Yeah, not last, probably the year before, or
the year before. Okay,
yeah, probably, yeah.
So how old is he? About like 21 or something like that?
He's 22. He's 22. He's 22 years old. Let me find out. I can't remember what he is, if he's Chinese or Japanese, but he's.
But let me ask you this: why did he never get? If he's talented, right? Not saying that because some guys are talented, but they just don't get drafted for various reasons. Why didn't he get drafted?
Oh, because I think the age, and he was playing. All right, let me explain. He was playing in the G League, basically the G League overseas, right? And then he played in the G League in the US. So if that explains, he's been in the G for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the G for like 2 years overseas, and then he played in one G League over here. If that makes sense to you. So like whatever program the US got over there, like in China or whatever, in Australia, like one of those leagues for the NBA, but it's not technically like the NBA, it's like the G League type things. That's what he was playing in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so it sounded like it was like a foreign G League type of deal or something like that.
Yeah. So like the other dude that we had, if you remember, the other dude we had on the two-way, I can't remember his name right now. It's killing me. The other Asian dude we had on the two-way, when he played in Australia's
you talking about you talk about the left-handed kid.
Yeah.
I know you talking about. Oh, you talk about Watanabe?
No, not Watanabe. We had another dude that was in the G League that was Chinese. Damn, yeah, we had a lot of dude in the G League that was Chinese. He was Chinese too. He got hurt, and we took away the two-way from him last year.
Damn,
his name always comes up when I look at fanbo. Q. What's the name? Q. What do they call him? Q. Jackie. We had Jackie.
Oh, okay.
You remember Jackie? Q.
Yeah.
His name was Yongx. I don't know how to say his last name, but his name, we call him Jackie. But Jackie got hurt, so you know what I'm saying. They took away the two-way, and they started looking at fanbo. Yeah, he came from the same thing. Tom, he came in the Ignite. Oh, that's what he played for, the Ignite. Thanks, player one. You know what I'm saying? Play for the Ignite. Same thing as the Thompson twins. Play for the Ignite. Then the G League. Then he was in the
I
G
got
League.
you.
So player one got it right. You know what I'm saying? But he's 6'11", bro. Athletic for a Chinese dude. And I'm gonna read you the stats they got him for him playing over in the CBA sources told hoop hype. The 22-year-old 6'10" forward average 15 points, 53% from the field, 41% from three, basically 5 rebounds and 1.6 blocks over there. You know what I mean? Like he could he could hoop a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What position you see him playing in the league? The 4 or the 5?
He played a 4. He played a 4. He's kind of like, I ain't gonna say like Zaire, but if you could picture Zaire shooting like that and not quite Zaire's athletics, but getting put back dunks and stuff like that, tip backs, that's the style of play he plays. He shoot the 3 well, you know what I'm saying, and he get rebounds and get to the basket. You know what I'm saying? Like he still got things to work on because he's young, but that's the type of player he is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When you watch his highlights, you'll be like, "Oh shit!" Like,
So what kind of deal did they sign him to? They just gave him a camp invite, or he got like what kind of deal? What's the context of the deal he got with the Nets?
let me see if they put it on here right now, because Mike Moscato just posted it. Mike Moscato, my gosh, Mike Moscato posted it. And it doesn't even say the context. It just say they agreed to a deal. That's all it says for him right now at this moment. It doesn't say too much about what type of deal it is at all. That's it. That's all they got on him. That's all they got on him right now. But dude, when you watch his highlights, you'll be kind of like, you'll be like, okay, I can see him playing, right? But you at the same time, you be like, damn, he needs a little bit of work. He's to explain, he's like Zaire, but at the same time, he's like a controlled Watanabe. You know what I'm saying? You know how Watanabe was playing out of control at times, just running crazy. You know what I mean? Like he's more controlled. He's more skilled. He's got a little bit of handle. He can post up a little bit. He ain't strong enough. He's still light. But you know what I'm saying? He got enough skills to do that. What's good, John?
Hey, I say Joey. Hey, it's Zang Mania! Oh my gosh. Watch this guy become a franchise guy. Just watch. This guy comes out of nowhere and becomes a guy. Now, listen, it's good that they signed this young kid. Like, at the end of the day, we're up to 21 people on the roster. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of cuts come training camp time, but it's good to see young guys that are trying to prove something. And I hope some of these guys do work out and get roles on this team, or no worse, get G League time, because at the end of the day, who knows what this roster is going to be from the start of the season to the end of the season. So if a kid like Zhang can grow and develop on this team, I think that's another victory to take away from the season. We have a lot of young guys that are trying to find roles and fight for things. Ricky Council, now Zhang. Like, it'll be interesting to see how this coaching staff and organization balance out the young talent, because not everybody's going to be on the team this year. Some might have to go down to G League in Long Island. But at the end of the day, it's good that you're getting young talent on this team. It's just, I don't know what this roster really will look like next 2 to 3 years. But I definitely don't think a lot of these guys will be on the team when this team is ready to be a more serious competitive team. But good that they signed the Zane kid, and hope he develops on this team for sure.
How do you have you seen his highlights, John, or anything?
I haven't seen too much. I'm definitely getting into it soon, but from what I've heard, he definitely does have a lot of good high upside. It's just he needs the actual minutes in a professional NBA court to really show what he can do. But he's definitely got some good things that this team could definitely work on. I think that's probably the best thing they're going to get from him.
Yeah, JP, I see you in the chat. Yeah, I'm good with that. You already know I'm good with fanbo. You know what I mean? He gives us, I ain't gonna say he gives us something that we don't have, but he really is like two players. If you could put like Clowney and Zaire in one, he's kind of like that. But his defense not as good as Clowney's or Zaire's, but the athleticism, the shooting, you know what I'm saying? Like he could put the ball on the floor. I think he can put the ball on the floor better than those two. You know what I'm saying? He's not as athletic as Zaire, but he can he do similar things. So you know what I'm saying? The similarity between the two players, I would say he's kind of like blending like that, but he got some game, bro. He's got small forward, power forward skill. Yeah, he's got some skill, legit. You know what I'm saying? Enough to make you say like, oh shit, like okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of thing you get when you watch him. It's just like, oh shit, like okay, like hold up, let me see what else he got. You know what I'm saying? That type of game. So you know they got Grant Nelson trying out for the team as well. He got a camp invite, but I think I would take him over Grant Nelson for sure.
Interesting. Yeah, like you said, he's another wing, and at the end of the day, we really don't have any set wings on this team other than Porter because he's under contract, but we definitely do need to get more athletic as a team. I feel like the Nets really didn't hit that out of the park on draft night other than getting Drake Powell, but definitely having Zang and then having Ricky Council. Both of these guys have some potential pop, as far as athletic ability goes. So it'll be interesting to see who fights for those roles. But now you have over 20 guys. Hopefully, this training camp, everybody gets a fair shake to earn a fair role, whether it's on this team or in the G League. Hopefully, a good amount of these guys will get time in the G League even if they can't make the roster yet, because at the end of the season, maybe some of these guys will get a call-up. So I definitely think the Nets have a lot of young talent to work with. It's just, like you said, Ice, who's going to get those main minutes? And as far as our bench goes, Jordy wants a rotation of 10, so who will be those 5 guys off the bench? And there's a lot of people on this team right now, so I definitely think the bench spots are going to have to be earned through the hard way, which is by overdoing expectations and really impressing Jordy. So it'll be interesting to see who really does stand out from the pack.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, all these players that sound going into camp. I think I just read that the max is 21, and
We hit it.
They just hit 21. We're signing him, so it's going to be like Hunger Games in that mug during camp. So
we the BKY Hunger Games squad. Whew.
Yeah, that's what we need though. And this is why I said they're gonna win more games than what people think, because you got all these dudes constantly fighting for something. They ain't playing for nothing. They fighting for something. NBA lives, contracts, you name it. These guys want something. So it's gonna be just like last time. You know what I mean? Grant Nelson can take a seat. I'm taking Fanbo over him, and I like Grant Nelson. Yeah. You see what player one said? I'm watching his highlights now. Dude got bounced. I'm trying to tell you, he different. He different. To be a Chinese dude, like he plays different, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not oversizing. I'm not overselling. You know what I'm saying? Like he different though. You know what I'm saying? He shows you that he got some type of game. You know what I mean?
It'll be interesting to see what happens with these non-guaranteed guys, that's for sure, because there's definitely going to have to be some roster cuts. But I definitely think there's a good young infusion. I don't necessarily think it's going to be the same as last year, especially with the Cam Thomas situation. If he comes back, I definitely think the Nets can steal a few more wins here or there. But without Cam Thomas, I think offensively, this team is really going to be put through the grinder unless other teams are purposely resting guys or they're tanking teams. That's kind of where this young squad, I think, will get their wins here or there. But I definitely think defensively, not as strong, and offensively, it's going to be tough. But at the end of the day, Jordy seems to have this wand where he gets these guys, like you say, to fight for their lives, fight for their reason to be here. But at the same time, it's a very much younger squad than we had last year. I definitely interested to see with Claxton, with his role, if these young guys could get his value up, because like you and I talked about, he could be on the trade market next year. You also have Trey Mann. What's his role going to be? So I definitely think that with this infusion of young talent, some of these guys that are slightly older, he could be on the trade block for us. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes these young guys get, whether it's in G League or in the starting unit or off the bench. That's definitely going to play a factor. But I don't know if they're going to get like over 25, 26 wins, something like that. I think without Cam Thomas, you'll be lucky to get to 15 wins, but we'll see what happens.
Lucky to get to 15. I think it's higher than that. But here you go. It says he got an Exhibit 10 deal right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Nothing big, just to have him on the roster for right now until preseason, until they figure out you know what I mean? The best man wins a roster spot or a two-way. I think he can get a two-way. I think Fanbo can get a two-way. But yeah, it's gonna be facts. It's gonna be tough. I still think they're gonna win more than that, John, because I know Cam coming back, but the way that they fight for their lives just tells me no matter what, you gonna get the Jordy gonna get the best out of the news all the time, no matter what. I don't care if there's rookies on the floor. Not saying they're gonna play well because they're not. You know what I'm saying? But with the guys that they have, they gonna fight, bro. They gonna win unnecessary games like last like last time. You know what I mean? For
No,
sure.
I agree with you, Ice. And you and me, Scott, talked about what is the fine line for this team this year because that lottery pick next year, you really have to hope it turns into a top four or, less a top five pick. If we have like one of the worst three records, you guarantee no less than top five. If you have the worst record, you guarantee no less than top five. So I definitely agree that these guys are going to fight every single time because they're trying to fight for their futures. I think this organization, if Cam Thomas is not a long term fixture, you don't have a one, two, or three guy right now. You're trying to see these young guys can develop. I really think for the Nets, you have to hope that lottery pick is in the best position possible. You don't want to just overdo expectations, get the sixth odds again, and you're right back where you were as last year's draft, especially at one pick. So I definitely think the Nets have to make some type of case to the NBA organization that, hey, yes, we're a young, struggling team, but we are definitely worthy of having a franchise guy be drafted by us because we really do need that guy. So I definitely think these guys could get a few wins here or there, but you definitely don't want to over push it like last year and get screwed out of a top five pick. Like that. That's my only worry with that.
Some people in the fan base believe we gonna be in the play-in or a fringe playoff team, man. I don't know, but I agree with
Wild.
you, John. I think it's gonna be a rough season, man, and it's gonna look even rougher if Cam Thomas don't come back.
Oh, it's going to
So
be horrible. Like
yeah,
I meant what I said. Getting to 15 wins without Cam, it's going to be a miracle. Because everybody thinks Michael Porter Jr. is just going to turn on a switch and be that number one guy. He was a third option. He had back issues. Like having him now be a temporary one or two, like we did with Bridges, it's going to be an adjustment period for Michael Porter Jr. Like it might take him a month or two to start averaging maybe over 25 points if he is your lone guy. But at the same time, who else on this team besides Porter and Thomas will contribute offensively? Like you could say
exactly.
Claxton at worst could be our fourth option if these playmakers could actually get his value up. But other than that, there is real no depth there besides Thomas
It's
Porter,
no
maybe
scoring power.
Clax.
We
Yeah,
have minimum scoring power on that roster.
yeah. So it's going
We
to be a
don't.
tough ass season there for sure. But I definitely,
No.
you definitely want to hope that lottery pick is in the best position possible because me and I, Joey, we looked at next year's draft. There are almost 8 to 9 guys that could be in the top 10 that are 6'6", 6'9", and over. Like you want to get one of those guys next year with that lottery pick. You don't want to
AJ,
just get the eighth pick and get a guy that's not going to be a franchise guy.
yeah, we need
We need
we
that.
need we need AJ Debantia or Cam Boozer, man. We need one of
Mm-hmm.
them guys. We
Facts.
Yeah.
need we need one of those type of players to come to Brooklyn for sure. It's
Facts.
Facts.
about
I
time.
know. Go, Joey.
No, I'm saying it's about time, man. Like, you know what I mean? We hit on a big lottery pick, not taking away anything from Jaeger or anything, but you know what I mean? It would be nice to get a top three pick in next year's
No,
draft.
no, facts. I got more information on Zhang. It said that he went undrafted in the 22 draft, but since then he played for the Beijing. He played for Beijing, and his stats improved. Said he's coming off his best season. At one point in time, Zhang attended the NBA, the MBPA top 100 camp in 2019, showing his potential, and that's when he averaged. Well, now, like I say, he averaged the 15 points, 53 from the field, and 41% from three. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. 50, 40? Yo,
I
that's
was
tough.
hoping we was gonna give the kid from the summer league team an opportunity, a camp invite or something. The big
Um,
kid, what's
um,
from Canada.
yeah. Damn, why did I
I always
forget his
forget his
name?
name. I
Yes,
forgot it too. You know who I'm talking about, though.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I did a stream on him and said that he probably need to get an invite. He probably will get an invite. You know what I'm
Yeah, I was
saying?
hoping we was going to invite him because I like, I see some potential there, some untapped potential. I like his size. I like his athleticism and his
Yep.
motor. So
Yeah,
he
play
seems
on
like
Tyree Samuels.
he's coordinated. He's not one of those doofy bigs. Like he can move. and he
Yeah,
can
player
move. He
one
can,
on his shit. When he not on some bullshit, he on his shit though.
yeah,
Yo, Tyree Samuels. That's it, Joe. Tyree
yeah.
Samuels.
Tyree Samuels. Yeah, I like him better than Grant Nelson. Low key, to me,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Grant Nelson was
yeah. I
all
like
right,
him better
but
than Grant too. I like him
yeah,
better than Grant. But when you see Fanbo, you might the way this team is, you might take Fanbo over him too. You know what I mean? Or they might
yeah,
sign one of them to a G League to the G League team anyways, just to keep them. You know what I'm saying? They can't sign them to the regular roster. One might get a two-way and one might get signed to Long Island. You know what I mean? They might
yeah.
do some wild shit like that.
So right now we haven't given anybody a two-way, right? Or is it how does that work?
No, we got one two-way left open. Tyson Etienne has a two-way and Tucson has a two-way right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Tucson has to go, man. We saw
Yeah,
him in
they got to
summer
get
league.
rid of
That guy
him.
was trying to act like he's prime Kawhi, man. Every play, it was an individual play. Never once this guy do with a team type play, man. I just can't handle somebody like Tucson, man. Send him back to Walmart, man. Let him work in the freezer section, dairy section. Just don't put him in NBA court, man. Please. I just don't see it with
Yeah,
Tucson, man. Give it to somebody
I
else. Give
can't.
it to Fanbo.
I'm not gonna hold you. He looked better in the regular season last year with us than he looked in summer league.
He
In summer
did.
league, it looked like he was trying too hard to be the guy, and it didn't go well for him. Like oh my
Nah,
god,
it
he
didn't.
looked terrible.
Yeah, so he could lose. He could lose the two-way. They could always take back that two-way and you know what I'm saying, give it to somebody else.
I
You know what I
like
mean?
the other kid though. He could really shoot the ball. Into Anthony. I went to
Yeah, Etienne.
NTN. Yeah, I went to the watch the Nets play with the Wizards, and I was sitting next to one of his good friends, and we were talking and stuff, and the kid got a burner, man. Like, and he can I mean, he can shoot the ball, and he got a quick release. I see
Yes, he.
something there with him too. Like, he's all right.
Yeah, that's why they had him on the G League. He's tough, and he do shoot a lot of threes. He related to somebody in the NBA. I can't remember who it is, or somebody that was retired from the NBA. He's related to somebody. I cannot remember. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But he got some NBA ties with somebody. But nah, he in the G League. That's all he did. He get to the rack sometimes, but 3-point shooting that's like his specialty. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
he got good size. He's just short, 6'2".
yeah, yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he seems
this,
solid, but he's just short. You know, on the shorter
yeah,
side. Yep.
yep. So they gave him a two-way. Um, yeah, Tucson might lose his. He might lose his two-way before the season start. You know
Send
what
him
I
back
mean?
to
So
Walmart, man. It's time.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
if
time. He gotta
Sambo,
go.
if somebody shows out more than he does, then he might lose it. I think Fanbo more skilled than him, and I think Tyrese Samuel got a better showing than him. So you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I would
Yeah.
take both those guys before I took Tucson. For real. I ain't gonna hold you. Tucson bad. I don't know how the hell he snuck in the back door, but he stinks.
Right.
Oh,
Right. Nah, that's facts though, because he did look better in the regular season though. Like, okay, he got a little bit of game, and then summer league, you like, bro, what the fuck is going on? What's going on here, bro? Like, you wilding. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
You
pass the
think like
rock.
since
dude thought he was Kawhi Leonard this summer, man. I was like, get him out of here. This is crazy.
Kawhi Leonard light, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah. You know,
I don't
facts.
know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see. I just don't know how it's gonna pan out, man. Because the Nets got so many different moving pieces right now. Like, this shit could I'm just sitting back waiting to see how it unfolds. Because I can't even fathom like what's gonna happen or predict. Like, okay, yeah, I see this happening. Because like it's just a lot of moving parts right now, man. A lot
Facts.
of
Yeah,
playing
Nobody.
side.
Yeah,
facts.
nobody knows where the Nets are going to be in the next 3 to 4 years. I will say that this lottery pick next year really is make or break for the Nets next 5 years. Like you have decent, solid rotation, young guys that you drafted this year, but you need that alpha franchise guy that's going to bring it all together. You don't have
Absolutely.
it, and if you're going to isolate Cam Thomas, you really are starting from scratch. This is going to be a start from scratch year. We're going back to 2016. Only difference is we have young guys now. So I know people don't want to hear that, but mentally prepare yourselves for a tough season of attrition for these guys. And you just have to hope they could develop and show you something, show you fight, show you commitment, and show that they want to be the next Brooklyn Nets. That's all you can ask and hope for from these young guys. Now, the Cam Thomas situation, Cam doesn't have to take no $14 million salary. If he doesn't feel wanted or valued, he can just say, you know what, screw you, Sean Marks and Joe Desai. I'll take my $6 million. You want to trade me? Fine. I have no trade clause. I'll just walk for nothing. If that happens, Sean and Joe Desai really screwed up those negotiations because you could have got Cam under a $16 to $18 million salary for 2 years. And if you had to trade him down the road, that would be it. But I just really think the organization should have been better prepared for this because Cam Thomas was not going to take no pay cut just to be a pawn in your game. And I think the
Right.
organization didn't plan for that like they should have.
But John, I got a different outlook than that. When I look at it, you got to understand, there's two sides to that coin. Cam
Mm-hmm.
Cam can also end up fucking himself, just walking for nothing and not taking that contract. The grass
Right.
isn't always greener on the other side. He could possibly go to another team that may look at him as a bench piece and possibly give him minimum minutes. And he might fade to black and be out the league. Like, I mean, we just don't know. All I'm saying is there's no guarantee that Cam Thomas goes to another team. They give him the all-star treatment, or they give him they make him a priority, and he flourishes. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I agree.
So
I agree with you, Joey. But if there were teams with cap space and looking for six man, I wouldn't be surprised if he did get a 16, 18, 2 year offer from a team if they had cap space because Cam is a bucket getter on on a great team with like 2 to 3 guys, and you have him as your fourth or fifth best player. Like you can work, you can make Cam Thomas work in your system. But I do agree that Cam kind of did hurt himself a bit with his statements on I'm unguardable, I have nothing to prove. I'm never going back to the bench. I think Cam did limit himself a little bit, but at the end of the day, if Cam wants to sign a minimum contract to win a championship, maybe he can use that as bargaining power down the road. If he could be a six man on a different team and still get paid $16, $18 million, Cam can find avenues towards getting a fair amount of money. He's
hey,
never going to get anything close to star money, but there are routes for Cam Thomas. The only problem with the Brooklyn organization is for 9 years, they haven't done Jack Diddley squat. So I really don't think they have a lot to celebrate if Cam walks for nothing.
no,
Like, you
that's
know what I'm
true.
saying there,
He
Joey?
can
That's my
do.
side of the coin there.
Yeah, I get
No.
I get what you're saying. He could do that. All I'm saying is it's risky, still on his
Yes.
part. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
so who's to say, and I'm not wishing no bad on him, but who's to say he does bet on himself and he takes less money and he goes to contender, and the shit just don't pan out for him, and then you know what I mean, and then he's fucking out of the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah, because fans were saying he might do what Dennis Schroeder did. You know what I mean?
exactly.
If Toronto was offered $80 million, I still couldn't believe he didn't take that from the
Nah,
Lakers, man.
nah,
But
but
it's still
still,
the
he was
same thing
betting on it.
because
Go ahead,
Schroeder
Joey.
thought
He was
he was
betting on
worth
himself.
more. It's still Schroeder. It was more money, but it's still the same concept because Schroeder thought he was worth more money. He did not want that contract. He felt he was worth more money, and he ended up screwing himself and ended up getting paid less ever since.
No, listen,
Yeah,
it could happen, but you also look at the NBA too. They're sending a message, Joey, to scoring guards like Cam Thomas that if you're not 6'5", 6'6", you're really not going to be wanted so much in the league. Whereas now they want this positionless basketball guard 1 through 4 type stuff. Like at the end of the day, you can't expect Cam Thomas to be Superman. He's not defensively going to become a Goliath on that side of the ball. He's
Right.
not going to become a two guard by himself because you already have point guards on the team. Like I feel like the NBA they're trying to put a biases now into players like Cam Thomas, saying that, oh, if this was a few years ago when you were around the Kyrie Curry era, oh, you would have got paid your 18, 20 mil to be a six man. But now in this era, you have to play defense. You have to be a combo guard, a combo big, a combo wing. Whereas Cam Thomas is neither of those things. He's a guard. And if the NBA wants to treat him like that, then he has to figure out alternatives. But this book organization, by super lowballing him, by not saying a damn thing, letting the market dictate itself, you're showing that you don't care about your own players like Cam Thomas. So I can't fully say Cam is being an ass here when this organization has no faith in me whatsoever. So what can I really do in a win-less situation? He can take the $6 million qualifying offer and go somewhere else. That's pretty much the power he has there.
Yeah, but true. But on the other side, with them letting the market dictate itself, if it was another team that Here's my thing, and I love Cam, and I really do think he's getting lowballed. But if other teams felt that way, wouldn't he have gotten an offer more than what we gave him? What we offered?
If there was somebody to offer something, yes, he would have. And that's what I'd be saying. Like, bro, if he has zero offers, then he has, you know what I'm saying?
He
Like
got
Jeff
no
T
leg to
said,
stand on.
yeah,
He
like
got
you
no
better,
cards.
yeah, you better sign a contract because that might be, you know what I'm saying? Like, for you can't pass up something for something that you thinking that you deserve. Like, if that's on the table and that's all you can get, you know what I'm saying? You gotta take it, you know what I'm saying? And then you could bet on yourself in these 2 years or 1 year, whatever you want to negotiate for. You bet on yourself and outplay the contract. Like Jeff C said, there's a chance that he signed a qualifying offer and he don't get a chance to outplay the contract. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
we don't need
That's
to
what I'm
play.
saying. Ice, a lot of shit can happen in those 2 years. He can get hurt, God forbid. You know what I mean? Like you just don't know. That's why a lot of players, like when I be telling guys, like they're gonna take that money up front because they don't know what the hell is gonna happen tomorrow, yet alone 2 years from now. You know what I mean? So I mean, like I said, it's risky. Now he can't go do it, and I'm not knocking him. And if that's the way he feels, and that's what the way his heart is telling him to go, do it. But all I'm saying is, it's risky. A lot can go wrong. You feel
It's
what I'm saying?
it's definitely risky, Joe. If you look at the teams that have cap space, think about this: the Wizards are going to have over $100 million of cap space. Now they already have Trey Johnson. Why would you want Cam Thomas? If they want to add more young pieces and try to work out their system, I don't think Cam Thomas will complain about getting good money. And you got to look at the Los Angeles teams. The Clippers and the Lakers, they're both going to have over $50 to $60 million of cap space. And Cam Thomas looks up to Kobe. Don't be surprised if a team like the Lakers or Clippers offer him a decent contract. Like Cam has avenues. I agree with you. Cam did hurt his market to a certain extent with the things that he said. And, but at the same time, his development was stunted by coaches who didn't believe with him, an organization, a management that I don't think even drafted him. I think it was Kevin Durant. So, like, Cam Thomas has to make do in really bad systems in Brooklyn. And it's not really fully his fault. I thought when this Cam Thomas stuff happened, I would fully be on the side of the office because Cam Thomas, to me, I think he's no worse than a third option or a sixth man. But the way that the organization treated him, I have to look at it from both sides of the coin, like you're saying. I think his market is going to be tough for the rest of his career just by the way the NBA is saying we don't want undersized guards that can't do anything more than just score. So I feel like Cam is fighting way different battles that are out of his control. But at the end of the day, if the Brooklyn management can at least get him to a middle tier deal like 16, 18 million, then I think the organization is really being selfish and idiotic in a rebuilding situation. Like you guys say, like this is gonna be a tough ass season. At least for having Cam, it's somewhat digestible and the fans have something to cheer about. You take Cam away, that a lot of Brooklyn fans that really do like him, you take that away. Why are they going to want to come to watch these guys play? They want to see young guys develop and try to build a relationship with them. But if you're missing a focal point on a really bad system right now, what more can you expect from the fans to be invested? Like I think this organization's problem is they don't understand how to invest their players into the system long term. It's always reshuffling, reshuffling, reshuffling. We have to get to a certain point where we stop doing that, and you actually have a core of players that want to be here. So I feel bad for Cam Thomas that this is the way the cookie crumbles in a situation. But I can't fully
Yeah,
disagree with how the market, values him because this is
right.
how it is right now.
But at the same time, I totally agree because I mean we struggle with how we view a player and how we feel about the player versus reality. You know what I mean? Like I really like Cam Thomas. I hope he was a part of this team. But like many said, if the market is not dictating him to be um, a certain worth, like why would we offer that? You know what I mean? And
Right.
then on top of that, you don't want to give him a bad contract that you can't fucking move later on. That's gonna fuck the franchise over.
Right.
So I mean, it's you stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I get it. We want to draft our guys. We want to grow our guys. Groom our guys, and see them grow here in Brooklyn, and hopefully become solid players or stars. We want to see that. You know what I mean? You want to be like, damn, I remember the journey when we drafted Cam Thomas, man, and watching his growth up until now was crazy, or something. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's not always the case, bro. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all about the money. The money it sets the precedent for everything else. From for all that shit, or how our feelings and how we feel about certain things, the money is gonna set the tone for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
really,
So
this was a worse timing situation for Cam Thomas. Like he became a free agent at the worst absolute time, and the organization set him up as a restricted free agent so they could have the ultimate advantage. And that's another thing too. This organization wants to have this power and control over Cam Thomas, and the way Cam, we know his personality. He wants to be in control of his own future. He wants to dictate how he is seen by everybody else, and he has kind of found his voice lately. I respect Cam for defending himself. At the same time, they did hurt him at the same time. My thing is this, though: the longer this goes on, and we approach Brooklyn Nets media day, you don't think Frank Isola and the Yes Network compare and ask, "Hey, Cam, are you happy with what you got? Why didn't you
Yo,
re-sign the contract?" He's like I'm telling you, they can ask those questions. Cam's gonna be, I don't want to talk about that shit. I want to focus on basketball. Like you don't want to have those questions being asked to you. Like you want to talk about what do you see yourself as this year? What are your goals? You want to become an all-star, put yourself through all-star conversation to shut up the doubters? Like those are the type of questions you want Cam Thomas to answer. You don't want Cam
turn
to
that
talk
down.
about the awkward situation with Sean Marks. That's going to be like something not a lot of people are going to want to talk about. That's what we call drama and gossip. We don't want that on Brooklyn Nets Media Day. But the longer this goes on, the more awkward it's going to be as we approach Media Day in the next month and a half. Like you don't
My
want
th-
those questions to be asked.
my thing is, I'm wondering about Brooklyn is what are y'all gonna do with all this money? Because y'all haven't even hit the first apron yet, and y'all need to spend this money. So
Yep.
like, who the fuck are y'all gonna spend it on? Like, you don't want to really give Cam a lot of money, and like, who are you going to give it to? I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to play out because they need to hit that apron, right?
Yeah, most likely it's salary dump trades. Like you look at guys like Terry Rozier, Nikola Vucic, guys that are on expiring contracts. Could the Nets take those guys on, get some picks, and then buy out the contracts? I think that's the best thing the Nets can do with that mini cap space. But a lot of teams are
Uh,
unwilling to drop those expiring
so they're
contracts right
using
now.
that they're using that as a buffer zone to take salary dumps for assets.
I think
yeah,
that's what they should and can do because what else you can do with that money? There's no free agents anymore. You have to take on some bad contracts and get some capital. I would be happy if the organization did that because at least you're being smart with your cap space. But still, you have the Cam Thomas issue. When are we going to resolve this? Because if this goes into September, I don't care what Cam signs. It's going to be an awkward situation because you
Here's
made
my
the
thing.
guy wait 2 months until you agree to something, or
Here's
you
my
had
thing.
to agree to something.
Nobody ever answers this question. When is enough assets and enough draft picks enough?
Until you
Because
have a
I mean,
franchise guy, Joey, until you have a franchise guy, which we
no,
don't
but
have.
John, but listen, I
nah.
just want to say this real
See,
quick.
my
Hold on,
answer
let
is
me just say
different.
this real quick, Ice. Because
Go ahead.
if I'm not mistaken, we probably got the most draft capital behind OKC. If we don't have the most draft capital, right?
We do.
About
That's it. We
Yeah.
do.
So why the fuck do we need more? Like, when is enough enough? Like, when did you start saying, okay, let's start paying some decent guys to put with these rookies, and let's start spending a little bit of money investing in the team going forward besides this salary dump shit when you already got a bunch of assets.
Yeah, I don't know. 'Cause I don't know. But to me, I'm with you. I think right now, I think at this moment in time, we have enough. You know what I'm saying? Like we have enough. Now, like John said, though, we don't have that guy. So keeping that cap space open, I can understand that. But as far as trying, if you just moving pieces to get draft picks, bro, like you know what I'm saying? That's kind of pointless because you got enough unless you planning to do some crazy wild
Right.
shit
And
to
my
get
God, we just picked fucking 5 guys this year.
right, right. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Like,
got enough. Just find who you need to find, and you know what I'm saying. Trade for
I mean,
whoever you need
granted,
to
they
trade
can
for.
still
But
keep these in the war chest and use them for trades and stuff. I get it. But I'm like, damn, like, okay, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't want to be a team that's just constantly shit and collecting a bunch of fucking draft assets, and that's all we got to show for it. I mean,
It's going back to 2016, Joey. This is what Sean and Joe have done. It's the old playbook. You try to get young pieces, guys that want to prove themselves. You build some type of culture. Everything's fine and dandy for a few months. And then, a star's available, wants to come to Brooklyn. Hey, we got the picks. We have the money. Let's make it work. Like, a lot of people didn't want to do that when they were calling for the Twins to be traded and have this 2-year rebuild. They wanted to get a top franchise guy in the draft. The only problem is we had Jordy take over, and he didn't want to do that. Okay, you botched that draft. Now you have one pick this year, and I don't want to fully agree with Dice, but hey, maybe the Nets overdo expectations and screw their odds again. Like, the only problem is if you don't get a franchise guy these 2 years, you're going right back into the old playbook, which is hoping a star is available. The only stars that could be available that fit Brooklyn are Giannis, Joker, and Donovan Mitchell. There really is nobody else in the market or free agency that the Nets can realistically get unless Anthony Edwards requests to come to New York. But other than that, there's not a deep pool of top stars that you can just get here to Brooklyn. So if you don't get a franchise guy in next year's draft, your options are very limited on the star market. And the only thing the Nets have are cap space flexibility and all these picks. And I agree
Right.
with you on the Nets are waiting to get that star. Unfortunately, they're not going to put developing young guys over established talent. That's what Joe Desai and Sean Marks have shown me for 9 years. They're waiting for that star to be available, and they're going to try to redo what they did with the big three, but hoping one guy is enough in a new CB era, which probably it's not unless you have the depth. So it's unfortunate, but it's the old playbook of Sean and Joe. It's never going to change. Yes, you have new faces, but where's the philosophy and the structure? It's only going to happen when a star comes here, unfortunately. That's what Sean and Joe have always done for 9 years, and I
I
don't think it's
agree
going
with
to
you,
work.
man. I think that makes sense in the way you explained it and seeing the layout of basically how they got the team set up. That makes sense. You know what I mean? For them
Yeah.
to get all those assets and have this cap flexibility and sit on their hands and wait for the right moment to pounce on a Giannis or a Joker or somebody of that caliber if they axe out, so they can be in position to be like, look, like, yeah, we got the draft capital and the assets, we can make a deal happen, and we got the cap. You know what I mean? So I see what you're saying, but that's no guarantee.
No, I agree with you, Joey. It's not a guarantee. It's just the only problem is with so many limited routes. If that 2026 pick ain't a franchise guy, you just got to hope that Joker, Giannis, and Mitchell's situation with Cavs, Bucks, and Nuggets, it's not as good because Joker decided to hold back on his extension because he wants to get more money potentially. If he locks up, okay, he's not an option. Giannis, he's probably going to walk in the next 2 years if the Bucks don't trade him. And if the Bucks trade him to a team that can re-sign him, well, okay, there goes Giannis. And then the Mitchell situation, if the Cavs don't win the next 2 years, he's likely asking out. And we were connected to Mitchell a while back, but he's not a stellar defender. He's a great athletic type scoring player. Does he fit Jordy's system? I would make a case he would because at that point he'd be the best remaining star available for us. So the options are limited, and I just don't want the Nets to strike when it's too late. The East is so weak right now, but you don't want to rebuild 4 to 5 years, and then we're like the freaking West in the East. You don't want that situation. So if the Nets are going to pounce on somebody, it's got to be around 2027. You wait any longer, the Nets are going to miss a chance to actually do something, which they're not doing right now, which is developing properly.
I think they're going to develop. I think Jordy, I think Jordy is the right person to develop. So, you know what I'm saying? I think development really starts with him. You know what I'm saying? Now, like before, you got some development, but his best attribute said is that when he gets a hold of a player, they become better at the end of the day. His job, that's what he does best. You know what I'm saying? As far as having young talent. So I think with him, even with Cam being on the team, I think he can make Cam better. And he's already trying to. We're saying the less dribbles, the more accurate he is. The more accurate it is, the better it is for Cam. You know what I'm saying? The more efficient he is, the better it is for him. So I know that I'm trying to get him there. And that's already been said. So I think that as far as development, Jordy is the right person for that. Now, how he does with other talent and, you know what I'm saying, he's coached for Canada and all that. You know what I'm saying? He could handle higher level talent as well. You just don't know how his winning record is with said talent. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you, Ice. And forget the win record this year. Like you said, this is really Jordy's first huge test because last year you had guys that have been in the league already just fighting to have a spot on a team. Now with this, you have 5 rookies. Who are you going to develop? Who's going to have to spend time with G? Like, how are you going to mold these guys this year and the following with that other lottery pick? These next 2 years are really going to be Jordy's trial by fire. If he can actually turn these guys into rotation guys or bench pieces, then Jordy is the guy for the job. If these guys don't pan out, then I don't want to say Jordy's going to be put on the chopping block, but you see how some organizations move. If you can't develop the raw talent and you can't recruit star talent, they're always going to throw the coach on the bus. So for Jordy, if he had a huge say in drafting 5 rookies, his reputation is on the line. I hope he really can mold these young guys into top rotation pieces and be a part of a long-term future. But really, Jordy will be tested this year, and I hope he's actually ready to handle the stress of that pressure because in a rebuild, there's not really supposed to be that crazy amount of pressure. But for the Brooklyn Nets, there is a pressure, and I hope he's ready to handle it and let these guys truly develop and challenge them appropriately. If these guys can develop the next 2 years, then Jordy really was the guy for the job. But I really do hope Jordy didn't bite off more than he can chew with drafting just all 5 rookies as opposed to mean positions of need. So this really will be, Jordy's his coaching job on the line here in a sense because he is saying I can turn anybody into solid rotation pieces, and now we're going to see this year, next year.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, because it's a lot. Because I even seen on, I think it was on Twitter, that someone said like sometimes a player can get lost when you have too many players to develop. Right?
Right.
Sometimes you can mismanage somebody's development having 5 or 4 rookies, and one could get left behind in that development, and it might be the guy that you need. You know what I'm saying? That you leave out and he goes somewhere else and develops over there, and you're like, hold up. When we had him on this team, he wasn't like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it is a tough job for him to do that and accomplish to get 5 guys plus 5 guys that's way behind, and then get your older guys, your veterans ready in case they need to get traded or something, raise their value up, get them to play better as well. So you know what I'm saying? You got to take care of the whole team at the same time. You know what I mean? As far as developing everybody in the way they need to be developed on a team to get where they need to get to. And for your names to start, climbing up the ladder as, yeah, I'm that guy. You come over here, we get you right. You know what I mean? We get you right on this team.
I totally agree, and you have over 20 guys going to training camp, so Jordy's definitely gonna have his hands full in training camp and preseason because he says there's a 10-man rotation, 5 starting guys, 5 bench guys, so everybody's gonna have to earn that chance to climb up the ladder. And some guys, unfortunately, will be sent to G League. Some guys will be cut. I hope the guys that will be cut, I wish them best of luck. But for this season, it's about finding out who will be in the makings of the young core. Don't want guys that aren't going to be long-term fixtures like you kind of will get a sense through the beginning of training camp and the first half of the season who could be that next Brooklyn Net. And towards the end, you hope to see that some of these rookie guys we drafted start showing the improvements on their weaknesses. If Jordy can show me that much this first tough year, okay, we're on a good trajectory. But if he could turn Ben Seraph into some type of playable player, okay, Jordy, you definitely are the guy for the job because Ben Seraph's game is as raw and bad as it gets right now. So if he could turn Ben Seraph into some type of bench piece, I definitely think Jordy has something to brag about there because Ben Seraph really is a true raw prospect where nobody's expecting anything from him right now. And if he can get him to expect something from himself and improve on his game, okay, we're cooking with fire. But I definitely want to see Yegor, Powell, Wolf, and Traore, especially those 4. I want to see them develop somewhat this year and get those minutes. And hopefully Jordy will allow the young guys to get as much minutes as possible and not try to let these vets on the team just take up the minutes like they were last year. Let these young guys play to 30, 35 minutes a night and truly get a sense of what it means to be an NBA player professionally all day, every day, because they should not be playing all their time in the G League this year. Get as much minutes as possible. That's for sure.
I don't think it'll be like last year. I think we don't even have enough vets for it to happen. I think last year was still a transition period from sorry about that. The middling
Yeah.
season when we had McHale and all of those guys, because we still had a bunch of leftovers from that period. As far as the Cam Johnsons and the DFSs and a lot of guys that we needed to move and get off the books. This year is just a bunch of young guys. This is like a real total like rebuild year for us because most of our guys are young. So I don't think, and it's really no vets on the team for anybody to take minutes from. Like, who's our vet? Nicholas Claxton? Like, like
Claxton, man, and MPJ. Those are our vets right now.
No, facts. Facts. They said now that you mentioned that, they said they wanted vets on the team. And then I don't understand how they're gonna get said vets because I know they said Terrence Mann is a vet, but like you said, it's MPJ and Terrence Mann. Like, if you need more vets on the team, and then you got damn near 2021 people trying out, and most of them not vets, like how else? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you balance that out? Because that's a weird situation. You're not trying to win, you're trying to develop. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to ship out and bring in, but like I said, how much younger could you get? Like, you already to the max young. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You're
but we
probably like
also got
30.
to understand too. I mean, everybody talk about, oh, we need to bring in this vets and we need to bring this. I get it. We don't want to see shit basketball, but you guys talk about you don't want to see what happened this year in the draft happen again, and we damn sure don't want to do it in this draft because you got AJ Deboncia, Cam Boozer, and a lot of young talent coming out in this draft. So, with that being said, you don't want to fuck up the tank. So why wouldn't you be cool with having these young guys go out there and just fucking develop and play? And as ugly as it may be, learn through trial and error. Because
Exactly.
hey,
Learn through
the
trial
worst
and
that
error.
can
That should be
happen
the
is
motto.
the
That
worst
should be
that
the
can
motto
happen
this
is
year.
we the fucking worst team in the league or one of the top three worst teams in the league, and we got a good chance of getting a top lottery pick.
Get in the
So
Yeah.
top five. If you're in the top five next year, then all this crap was worth it this year. But like you said, Joey, these young guys, there should be no excuses why that each of them aren't playing a good amount of minutes this year. And with only having three real vets on the team, there's 12 spots of young guys to get as much playing time as possible to find out who is the next Brooklyn Net. And I think for Jordy, just let it all play out, but definitely challenge these guys. If you see him screwing up, if you want to bench him a few times, and then hopefully they get to the heads that they really care about being a Brooklyn Net, okay, fine, that's your philosophy. But a lot of these young guys should get as much minutes as possible. And if we have a worse record, we guarantee a top five pick at the very least. So if you could see development for these young guys, if you could see Cam Thompson, if he comes back, get himself some all-star conversation and kind of like, quiet the NBA media, and we get a top five pick, that's like the best stuff you can hope for this year in a tough situation. Young guys develop, Cam develops, and you get a top pick. Like, that's literally the best you can hope for as far as wins go this year. But I just hope everybody's in lockstep on what the goal is, though. Ultimately, secure a top lottery pick, hope it's a franchise guy, and hope these young guys really do develop. Like, that's the main goals this year. If there's any other type of goals, then we really did screw this up epically. The front office did by trading away all those picks for your own picks, and then even turn into any real type of big time players. Like, that would be an atrocity if next year's lottery pick doesn't turn into something great for them.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I sent it to you, Scott, on Twitter. The link is on Twitter, Scott, in your inbox. But I didn't say that, Joey, about the vets. The Nets organization said they needed vets. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they're looking at Terrence Mann and MPJ as what you would call vets and not the older guys, the younger older guys. You know what I'm saying? As vets. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they said. I seen that on Twitter. But the next segment I'm about to ask you all about, because I did this last time, and they said they wanted a part two of who's the most underrated player on this roster right now. You know what I'm saying? And who you think will be the most I forget what the other one was, the most exciting player on this roster that's going forward this season. That was my topics last time. So I'm gonna ask y'all and see what y'all say.
It's a really good one. Talk about underrated. I would say no Clowney right now, just because I feel like a lot of people are trying to put him on the back burner that whole draft class, and I feel like out of the bunch, Clowney really does have some moments where it's like, okay, he's putting it together, he's trying to show some individual offense. He was shooting the threes well. He needs to get more better defensively, but I really think for Clowney this year, he has to put it all together to really solidify some type of role in this team. So I never think a lot of people underrate him right now, and I would hope he definitely has a breakout season for himself where he puts it all together. Most exciting, it's Yegor Dioman. His last name is Dioman. Some people don't pronounce his last name. For me, it's Dioman. For Yegor, I I think he showed you could hit the threes a little bit. That's very good. I want to see more individual offense, but if he gets stronger this season physically, I hope to see him, lead as the point guard a bit, try to get people involved, push the pace. I think for Jaeger, if you turn to a combo wing and a guard, I definitely think it's good for his development as far as versatility goes. And just seeing him be a young leader on this team, keeping the young guys organized, I think that's great growth on his part. And I definitely think he's going to be no worse than a third or fourth option for us potentially down the line. So I look forward to seeing how Jaeger can develop. And I really think he is one of the most exciting pieces to work with. And for Clown, I hope he has a big season and proves some people that kind of just want him out of the picture right now wrong.
All right, that's what's up. So Clowney for you is you said Clowney is the underrated and on Jaeger is going to be the most exciting.
Yes.
All right, I got you. Mine, when I said last time, I said Tyrese Martin was the underrated. Yeah, I said Tyrese Martin. And my reasoning was, right, he can do basically everything, but not his shooting is his best attribute. Shooting the ball is the best attribute. But he can create for himself. He can create for others a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They had him at point guard. He's not a point guard, but he can run it just a little bit. He can rebound. He can defend just, you know what I'm saying, just enough. And I think another year he will show more of his creation on ball scoring. Like he can score. His thing in college was scoring. Now he's not being asked to score. He's being asked to shoot. So I think you might see a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think because he has like a all-around game, I think he goes underrated right now. Is not seeing what he can do, even though he's older. And I said exciting. I wasn't sure between. I said Terrence Mann, but I wasn't sure between Zaire or Terrence because both of those dudes can dunk. Terrence Mann got some highlights that's like, oh, okay, you know what I mean. And Zaire's the dunker on the team. He got a lot of dunks in his highlights. So I wasn't sure between those two. For me, as a toss-up. But I might give it to Terrence Mann on the excitement because it doesn't look like he could dunk like that, but he caught a few bodies. You know what I'm saying? Scott, what's up, Scott?
Nope.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Joe, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Underrated. I'm gonna go with Drake Powell, man. I just think Drake Powell just has all the tools to be one of those ones. Like he's super athletic. He got dog. I just think he's just one jump shot being proficient in his shooting away from being a young star in this league. Like I see it, his mentality, everything. I just think he got once he gets some playing time and you know what I mean, he start learning the ropes and he start being comfortable and scoring his game, he'll be good. As far as exciting, man, come on, man, it's Killer Cam, man. Ain't nobody else in here dropping 40 balls and scoring a 3-level score on this roster. Like Cam is still the most exciting player on this roster, hands down. To me,
right.
until somebody show me otherwise, like until somebody else on this roster start putting up 30, 40 and hitting game winners and doing that type of shit, you know, I'll get excited. But until then, Cam is the most exciting player on this roster to me.
All right, Drake Powell and Cam. Scott, the question is, who is the most underrated net on the roster right now, and who do you think will be the most exciting net this season? That's what I'm going with.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Underrated.
Yeah, underrated net on his roster right now.
I think everybody's talking, but nobody's talking about Noah Clowney.
Noah Clowney. Okay, I think
I mentioned him as my underrated, Scott.
John said that.
Yeah, I think he's underrated.
Okay, Clowney. Go and say why you think Clowney underrated?
Well, he hasn't showed his whole bag yet, and I still think he's developing. He has a shot. He has the size. I think he just had the familiar, get used to the NBA.
Oh.
And I can see him being like, an integral piece in a team that's making a run. He make either you start or he comes off the bench. But if he comes off the bench, he will be a like this person, the glue guys,
Mm-hmm.
glue guys. So I can see that. He showed flashes of it during the season. His ability to play defense on the weak side, that was it was impressive. But and his shooting ability, I see he can get hot.
Right.
So, now what was the other one?
The most exciting net. Who you think is going to be the most exciting this season?
If Cam Thomas gets signed, he will be the most exciting.
Okay. Why you say Cam? Because Joey gave his rundown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Cam, I think Cam is going to be a star in this league.
Talk about it.
I think he just needs to play. He need to play in a system that works for him. I don't know if the Nets will be that. I really don't know. I really don't know how to, but I know he got one thing that a lot of players wish they had, and he's fearless. He's fearless, and he means what he inside he has a burning desire, because to be 6'2" and ability to play in this league, and play at the level and score at the level he can.
Right.
Other players always say, Cam. I mean, these are other NBA players. They see it in him.
Facts. So I got two Cams, and two Noah Clowneys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Noah Clowney is
Honestly.
underrated. Cam two as the exciting. I didn't pick Cam because to me, Cam is boring to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you can't dunk on nobody, then I think you're boring, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at the game. If you're not getting to the rack and catching the body, then you boring, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why I picked Zaire or Terrence Mann. But I could understand Cam because he is like, he's unguardable. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just legit unguardable. No matter who you put on this dude, he gonna give you work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I didn't think no Clowney would be a underrated player. But yeah.
Well, it's because they're not really even talking about him. Like after you got the
Tommy
5
Jones.
rookies.
Yeah, they don't even talk about him.
Whitehead is the most underrated player on our team.
Yeah, they don't even talk about him.
Right, and Clowney has a lot to prove this year. He's in what is his contract? 3 to 4 years, or is it 3 years? His like rookie deal.
I forgot.
I think it's 4 years or something. But this is a third important year for him. He has to show he can hold down the role. Everybody thought in the beginning when he came up, it would be him and Claxton like sharing the court together, but they've gone very far away from that. Now you have Michael Porter Jr. as a starting forward. So with Clowney, he has to fight with Wolf. He has to fight with Dayron. He has to fight with Drew Timmy. Like for Clowney, he has to have an impressive training camp. Like physically show that he's healthy. Physically show he could do more than just knock the threes. This training camp is going to be essential for Clowney as far as establishing what type of tempo he's going to set for himself. So I really do think for Clowney, this is a big year for him. And like me and Scott talking about, now people are talking about like he's going to be a huge part of this team. I think he needs to remind some people that he can be, and I hope he does, because we're trying to find out who the next Brooklyn Net is. And for Clowney, he's got to fight really hard for a spot next year as far as the role goes.
Clowney's contract, 4 years. It says 23 to 26 is a 4-year deal, though. You know what I mean? So he got one more year before thinking about re-signing the contract or whatever.
I didn't say it didn't even seem like he was here that long.
No, it didn't. But he is. This will be his third year.
Yeah, his third year.
So yeah, Derek in the same boat because they got drafted at the same time. Yeah, so Derek has to. He has to. If he's, I don't even think it's good for him to stay in the G. Yeah, like he probably has to play this season or try to work his way into to minutes this season. If he doesn't, then his last year, it's going to be tough because then you
Ain't
got some
looking
new
good for Whitehead.
you got another new player coming in, hopefully top 5. And if you get one of them top 5s and you can't beat nobody else out of the players that's on the team, then you most likely out the door. Your NBA career is about over.
Yeah,
Right.
they can't even trade him.
Nope, he has no trade value. Maybe
He
a
had
second
no
round pick
value.
if somebody
Nobody,
is giving you
maybe a
mercy on
second
that one.
round. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But what's so bad is you draft all these playmakers and all these different guards. Like it feels like Whitehead is like the 5th or 6th guard right now on this team. So he's going to
Yeah.
have to make a huge jump in training camp, show he's healthy, and in preseason he's going to have to play some minutes to try to establish some type of role. So I feel like for Whitehead, already one step foot out the door already. It's unfortunate, but this is the business part of it. We're trying to find the next net. If you ain't available and you want to go back to the G League, that's not how you should start the season. It should be, I want to roll, and I'm going to fight like hell for it. If Whitehead doesn't have that attitude, it's going to be hard, I think, for Jordy to trust him as far as being a core piece.
Yeah,
It's a hard road for him.
Mm-hmm.
But,
definitely.
I mean, it was hard coming out of college. I mean, he didn't really have much chance. I mean, we were the only team that drafted him, really.
Right. Took a chance. That's why I said
Yeah.
we the rehab center. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
We the rehab center. You know what I'm saying? Anybody get hurt and you fall, we the team for you.
We'll
You don't
pick
have
you up.
don't have no worries. You're gonna get drafted by the Nets, bro.
Forget the Transformers. We're the Reformers. Crazy.
Yeah, we are.
Well, he can't get mad at the Nets if they let him go or trade him or whatever. Because
they
gave you a shot, dude. There ain't nobody else who's going to give you that shot.
Yeah, they gave you a chance, and you know what I'm saying. That's
and
what
you got you played in the uniform for a couple of years. You should be kind of hey, listen, I was in the NBA. That looks impressive on your resume.
Well, he was in the G League most of the time, and he could barely run on the court.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw footage. This guy could not even run on the court. He was like stumbling on the court with his legs. Like it's an unfortunate situation that he got so many surgeries done on his legs already. But you could kind of see he's a step slower. I feel like I'm getting Kemba Walker, T.J. Warren vibes when I look at Whitehead's young career so far. It's unfortunate, but when you draft 5 rookies, it means guys like Wilson, guys like Whitehead. Unfortunately, at this moment, Clowney until he proves them wrong. They're expendable pieces because everybody's looking at this draft. I think a lot of people are just kind of like don't even care about what happened at last year's draft, which is unfortunate. But that should make guys like Whitehead, Wilson, and Clowney fight even harder because you're just going to let these young guys come in and walk over you. It'll be interesting to see who does have a pair on them this year.
I honestly think Clowney is going to be perfectly fine. I think if he play his game, a lot of them can't even. None of them rookies can really hold him.
I got a question for y'all. If Derek Whitehead don't pan out, do you think that was a waste of a draft pick for Sean Marks?
Yes, 100,000,000% yes.
It's tough to answer that for me.
Yeah, it's tough because he's another in the 20s draft pick, right? But there were other guys that I thought should have went ahead of Clowney, so I would say he probably just chose the wrong person. But Leonard Miller is still in the G League, as you know what I'm saying, still in the G League, and he played for the Timberwolves, but he was a G League MVP as well. So between him and Clowney, like I probably would have took Leonard Miller, not Clowney, but they see something different in Clowney. You know what I mean?
No. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about Whitehead.
You talking about Whitehead?
Derek, my bad. Derek.
Was GG Jackson in that draft with Whitehead? GG Jackson, was he in that draft with Whitehead and Clowney? My gosh! They just took GG Jackson.
Hold on. GG Jackson was on the board and Leonard Miller, and those were the 2 players I thought they was going to pick up at least one of them. But GG had some same thing as what they were saying about Ace attitude problems, workout problems, and he dropped to the 2nd round. But Leonard Miller ended up being pushed back as well too. I didn't understand that, but on most mock boards they had Leonard and Gigi ahead of Derek and Noah. You know what I mean? So they ended up No, but yeah,
I say
Joey.
that because that was even though it wasn't a high draft pick, it still was a first round draft pick. You know what I mean? And it's
Right,
seeming like I mean
right.
we didn't
Nah,
get
I think so
anything out of
because you took a
Dariq
chance on an
Whitehead so
injured
far.
player, and
Exactly. So you kind of gambled there.
yeah, yeah, yep, he did
Man,
gamble on that. Even though, yeah,
Ice, you
he would
should
have
be
been
a
a
scout
lottery.
right
He would
now.
have been.
Ice, you should be a scout for both because
I
you
should.
actually know who we should get. And there's people in the scouting report like, oh, these guys have poor averages. Screw the averages. If they drop the 20 points a night, get them.
Right.
That's what Ice would say.
Yeah,
Yeah, not
let me
facts.
see.
Facts
23. He was 23. What was Tariq's
in college.
number? No, NBA draft. Let me see.
Yeah, he
Who
was
was
20.
after him?
Yeah, 22 or 23. Noah got drafted first. He got drafted. No, he got drafted first, and Noah went after, or something like that. So it was in the 20s, 22, 23, or 23, 24, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 22. 22. Chris Murray went to Portland. Let's see.
About the year,
Ben
the year
Shepard,
was
23. He was
23. Yeah,
23. And his
yeah,
position was 22.
yeah, 22.
So if you look at the people after him in that first round, let's see, 27, 28, 29, 30. Kobe Brown, there was nobody really.
No, it's the two dudes in the second round, Leonard Miller and G.G. Jackson. Those were the two dudes.
They went in the second round. Well,
Yeah, they ended up being pushed back.
if
Yeah, they ended
the thing is in the second round, if you get picked in the second round and you become a great player, the Nets wasn't the only team that passed on them.
Yeah, no.
There was 10 teams right after that didn't do shit.
Yeah, but we chose Whitehead on upside, even though he was hurt. Like my thing with book organization is I've seen way too many times where they select guys that are injury prone, but it's like, oh, the upside, they're gonna have great potential. Well, we never see the potential. Like I wish we could just get guys that are healthy as bulls and are ready to go from the get go. The thing with Whitehead is the injuries have really stopped them from day one, and it's not a total knock on what a skill set could be, but if you already have those injuries at a certain young age and your body can't keep up with the grind of the NBA, it's like fighting an uphill battle that you're really not going to likely win. So I feel bad for Whitehead that we drafted so many rookies, but at the same time, it's a business. If you can't hang, then you might be out of the league or a third string on somebody else's team right now. I feel like Marks really botched that move, getting Whitehead when guys like Jackson and Leonard Miller were available at that time.
I mean, they were ready. They were available, but 45 in the second round. Shit.
Yeah.
That's the whole fucking league passed on him. After we picked. He was 22, so you figure that's 25 teams.
Yeah, he would have. Dariq probably would have went to the second round too, because he was the talk of the draft, saying
they got Jalen Wilson that same year, and he was 51.
Exactly.
So I mean, he was second round.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, who could have saw G.G. Jackson be who he is?
Well, we did. We seen G.G. because he was
in the second round.
I wasn't sure about G.G. because I was like, he has all the skills, but the college that he was playing for, it looked like him versus high school students at the college he was playing, but he had all the skills though. You know what I'm saying? All the skills in the book. It showed that he played
in South Carolina.
Yeah. Bro. So it didn't look good. That team that he had was trash. I mean, extreme. Worse than Rutgers. It was worse than Rutgers. You know what I'm saying? So he stood out big time. So I wasn't sure, but he had all the talent. And then when they came in and said he had an attitude problem and all that, that's what took him to the second round.
And now he's balling out like one of the best, exciting young guards. Like I just this whole thing about attitude problems is ridiculous. Like the Zion attitude problem, I totally understand that. But some of these young guys get such a bad rub before they step on a freaking basketball court. And when they do, hey, this guy can actually ball. I might have just really overblown my criticism there. I think the problem with Brook organization is they really overthink Like they overthought this past draft with the Yegor selection, with the Powell selection, with the Ben Seraph. It's like you had all these other opportunities, guys that really do fit your system, that fit your areas of need. But it's like, oh, I got to jump 10 to 12 slots for Dem, and I got to jump like 6 to 7 slots for Powell. And it's like you didn't have to do that. These guys are going to be at
got a
certain
point,
spots when you needed to get them. And I feel the problem with this organization is they have way
Yeah.
too many Chiefs in the shop right now. And Sean Marks really can't make decisions by himself. He needs 50 scouts to run 50 different names to him, and they have to disagree and commit. No, commit on the best player available at that slot, which they didn't. They did a lot of reach moves.
Who I
That's what
really
they did.
wanted was Cam Whitmore. That's who
Yep.
I really wanted. He went 20, but he had an injury too. As a matter of fact.
Mhm.
Yeah, Cam had an injury and he had the same thing, attitude
Right.
problem or workout
Yeah.
problem or see, he had something too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why he
Yeah.
dropped down. But I agree with John. Like the way
Yeah.
my thing is potential. If you're in the lottery and you want potential, that's where you find potential. Not saying that you can't find it anywhere else, but when you actually aim for potential, you find it in the lottery. Once you get past 14, bro, you know what I'm saying? Potential, I'm not saying it's out the window, but you gotta find the best available player.
Yep.
You can't just say, I'm gonna choose this guy because he's younger. I get more time to develop. He's got potential, but if he's not the best player on the board, then you're not supposed to take him. Because the way that I look at it, I would have built the team slightly different I would have drafted slightly different from what they did and added the best available player. Some would have been younger around their age and some would have been a little bit older, and that would have changed the dynamic of the team look. And then Jordy wouldn't have to worry about developing 5
Yep.
18, 19-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like that's a killer right there.
I'm telling you, and the Ben Seraph room still makes no sense. That guy was going to be a second round or maybe even worse than second round. Like he might be around 40 to 50 selection. Like the fact you had to pick him when you already had 2 other guards, still didn't understand the logic of the move. You had Rasheer Fleming and Raynard back to back. If Sean Marks would have picked both those guys, oh my gosh, the Brooklyn base would have been clapping with applause. We get Raynard, we get Fleming, we got Nolan Traore, we got Demon, we got Drake Powell. That to me would have been a grand slam night for the Nets. I got all these different areas of needs. Check, check, check. I got some balance here with these young guys, but no, I got to go with all playmakers, no matter what their position is, because these guys could all play positionless basketball. Stop it. Like, this problem with this organization. They're trying to copy other teams when you don't have the personnel to do any such damn thing. You're lacking a franchise guy. You don't have an actual center. You're hoping Wolf can go from a forward to a center. You're hoping Traore can go from a 6-man to a starter. Like, there's so much reaching here going on. Like I said, after 14, you can't just go on reach. You got to go on what is the position area of need that I need right now on this team. And this organization really didn't give a damn about that. They were like, oh, if I reach on this guy and he turns out well, it's all a ha-ha and all you people laugh at me. But, like, that's the problem with this organization. They just listen too much to the outside noise, overthink, instead of just going with who is the best selection at that moment. And I hope it doesn't bite the Nets in the butt. But looking at this roster, it's like, damn, we really allowed Fleming, Maliwak, Raynard, Nick Clifford, Asa Newell, all this talent to go to other teams that probably shouldn't have gotten them. We should have got them. But we'll see what happens. But I definitely think the organization missed out on a lot of opportunities on draft night. It'll be interesting to see after this first year where all these guys fit on the rookie ranking system as far as rookie of the year goes.
Yeah, we watching this. I'm definitely watching to see what they should.
Oh, Ice is definitely going to post stats from these other guys. I just can't wait for one of these guys to drop 30. Ice goes, yo, this guy dropped 30 points. I had him in my mock draft.
Yeah, no, facts. Nah, because Nick Clifford, right? I knew he was older, and he was like the third person on their workout board. Nick Clifford was on their workout board, so I'm like, all right, they looked at him, so he should be on their radar to get, because I know Nick Clifford has all around game. You know what I'm saying? They said at the draft combine that he was one of the most ready college players right now for the NBA. On any team, you could put him in and you don't have to tell him to do anything. He could do it all. Like, that's what type of player he was. So I'm like, okay, if if you ain't, even if you try and get back to the lottery, he's not going to mess up your lottery if you draft 2 young players like John said. If you traded up for 2 and got 2 lottery picks, all right, you got 2 and you draft 1 more. Or if you draft 2 young players like they did, Yegor and Trayor, then your third pick was Nick Clifford, and then you got Drake, then I would thought that would have been fine too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as you got somebody that Jordy didn't have to fucking work with like 5 or 4 rookies, freshmen, like 4 freshmen out of college, like bro, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? So
a lot.
If you would have drafted like 2 older guys and three, all right, you gave him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So he don't got to do too much. And these dudes got to catch up. He is already ready. I could put him with Cam or with Michael Porter Jr. And I ain't got to worry. He'll pick up from them. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, I don't think Sean think that there was anybody other than maybe 1 or 2 players in this draft that really moved the needle at all.
Yeah, no, he bugging out.
No, I'm just saying, like okay, you look at like the first 3 or 4 players in this league. If you ain't in the top 5,
right?
You know what I'm saying? It was like,
oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
like okay, of course I want to move up and get that top 4 or 5 player. But after 6 or 7, and then the late ones, you can really say you don't know.
Right.
Anything in the 20s, you can forget it. I mean, not that you can't forget it. It's just they not a guarantee that they can even be a role player.
Right.
That possibility could be like this person can go to the G League.
Right. They could.
For sure. And be there forever.
I'm just shocked that this Brooklyn Nets have one of the largest scouting departments in the whole NBA, and this is what you came up with. We need 3 point guards. You didn't need Ben Surratt. That was a total I don't still understand what there was. I hope it's not politically motivated, because some people are talking about political motivations. That has nothing to do with basketball, the sport itself. That should be out of any type of conversation here. But if that was why you did that move, I don't know why these people are in charge of this team, because it's about getting the talent, the pieces that you need. Having 3 different guards, having a guy that you have to convert to a center, and then Powell, we don't know if he's a 3 or 2. It's like there's so much unknown with these guys that there was too much reaching. You need to go with guys that you know can develop. And the fact that the scouting department had to disagree so much about this, it's like you had a whole year to do this, guys. Like, you should have known who were going to be the guys that could fit this team. And you look at all the other pieces that we let go to go to other teams, you better hope that they don't average like 20, 25-point performances, and none of these guys can average 18 points a game. Like, you just hope not. But I think the scouting department and organization are not in lockstep on what you need to build a balanced, sustainable team. They keep preaching those words: balance, sustainability, flexibility. Well, if these young guys don't turn out the next 2 years, is it really their fault, or the fact that you guys couldn't choose the right people for the job?
Yeah, Ben Surratt was a mystery.
Right. Yeah, still a mystery.
I'm not saying maybe he be the man. I don't know. I don't know what they see something we don't see. I don't know.
He's got the ugliest jump shot ever, man. I can't.
I see what they see, but I still wouldn't have chose him. I still would have took Meek or Will Riley. I'd have took one of those guys over him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think for him is he played overseas. He played against older players. He's played in the U18. He's done He's done good things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I guess they think they can fix his jumper. He has a little bit of handle. I think they want to work on that. And his comp being Ginobili is killing me. You know what I'm saying? I see it.
I can't.
I'm still like, bro, I would have chosen.
Ginobili had Tim Duncan. Where's our Tim Duncan?
Not on this team right now.
Yeah,
they had a Hall of Famer on the middle of the fucking paint.
Listen, this is
Right.
what Sean and Joe always do when they don't have stars. They are reaching on players. They were trying to reach on Alan Crabb years ago. They were trying to reach on some of these other guys, Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Like, I just wish for once this organization will go with the guys that can turn out decent in the league. Not great or spectacular, but decent.
Yeah.
Maliwak, some of these other guys we didn't even give a glance to. Like, if they turn out decent in this league and they have a role, that was a missed opportunity. And I think Yegor, Powell, and Wolf are the best you got in this draft class. I think Nolan, there's still a lot he has to figure out. And Seraph, I don't know why he's on the team, but you hope that at least 3 out of 5 of these guys will turn out to be rotational pieces. If it's any less than that, this was a really huge missed
So
opportunity.
Yeah,
let me
because
ask y'all this question.
yeah, go ahead.
Out
Go
of
ahead,
all
Joey.
the rookies, who you think have the highest upside out of all the rookies in
I
this
think
draft
it's
this year?
Yegor because I've seen the leadership qualities. He said he has to work on physicality. The fact that a rookie can identify the weakness that we talk about on podcasts tells me he's listening to what he has to figure out on his game. I think the 3-point shot, which was a weakness, already looks like it's a difference maker. Now, can he get physically strong, show me interior offense, and have the quicken his pace on the court? Then we're really cooking with oil with Yegor. I really think he has the most upside because he's already taken the steps to work on his weaknesses. I really think Yegor is going to be that glue guy that's going to help this young team go through some really troubling adversity to start out the season. I do think Yegor has. As far as who could be the second breakout guy, I think it's between Wolf and Powell. I think Powell's defense is going to be great, but if Wolf can put together defense, quicken himself up a bit, and try to show you what he can do offensively, I think either Powell or him will be the second best guy in this draft class for the Nets. So that's where I'm kind of at with that.
I think
Oh,
I think Trayor, right? I think it's Nolan. One, because his comp is Tony Parker. But I've seen a new video of him, and I've looked for multiple videos of him. He has a mid-range shot, he has a floater, he has an off the dribble. And I think he just, for him, is the IQ, needs to get NBA ready IQ. And I think his handle needs to go up just a little bit more. And I think he has the highest ceiling because that first step is unguardable. You know what I mean? Most of the time you're behind him or trying to stay on his hip, and he gets to the cup. He gets in the paint at will on the videos. In the NBA, is something different. He got to get a little stronger. But I think he has the potential, and I'm not saying to be Tony Parker, but I'm saying to be a type of player like Tony. He has the potential to be just like that. You know what I'm saying?
He
I think it's
could,
great.
but he's definitely got to work on fishing better at the rim. I think if you have athletic players, bigger players than him, they already know how to figure him out a bit there. So if he can work on the footwork more, develop the mid range, show you more what he can do with just not just that first step, he definitely does become a threat on the offensive side. I think
no,
Trayor has
no.
upside, but for me, I have more unknowns with him than I do definites. But I
Listen,
definitely hear what you're saying, though, Ice, about him. He definitely has potential. Is just he's got to work on adding more of that offense to his level.
them first 2 draft picks were great. I don't know about. I mean, even the first 3. Okay, then you go big or whatever. I just can't figure out that 4th pick.
I still don't understand, man. This better not be political. If it's political, Joe Desai, get out of here, man. We do not want to deal with this crap. Like that's what you do in your own free time, not during a basketball season. Like I just can't if it's political because some people have been talking about that. It's like that has nothing to do with basketball. If that's why you chose that guy, what a waste of time we're in right now. If that's the case, I
he
really
better
hope that
he
wasn't
better
the case.
pan out because everybody's gonna be watching too.
Yeah, and now we're playing an Israeli basketball team. Like, does that feel like a coincidence, guys, or like what?
I
Because
don't know. It seemed
something is
like
a
it.
little sketchy, stinkish here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Now
don't
we
get it.
playing Jerusalem, right? Oh man,
Play
come on.
We're going back to medieval times.
We're back in
This
time.
this this the holy war,
Oh, it's the whole. It's the what's the Crusades?
the Crusades. That's what I was trying to think of. Crusades. Oh boy, we're going back in time now.
Oh
Oh
man.
boy, I
Okay.
really
All
hope that
right.
wasn't the
It
case,
better
man.
work out. That's all I know. Don't waste that pick because that would have been a waste of pick. There were
That
plenty of
that's
players
the Knicks
there.
pick we
There
used.
was plenty of players around Danny Wolf at the late rounds that were players that we knew would be good role players. we knew they might need some work, but shit, they were decent.
You know what it was? Some of them were a year or two older, around juniors and seniors, the Flemings and the Reynards. I don't care if they're 2 years ahead. They were the best players available. The problem with this organization is they want to now reach for just young talent. No, get some established talent, slightly established younger talent. That's not a bad thing. But the fact that you think all young talent is going to lead you to a promised land, what a delusional world this organization is living in right now. If they think without a franchise guy, these young guys are magically going to become Milo Ginobili's or Tony Parker's. Like, stop. I don't care how good Jordy is. He's not a wizard. He's not Gandalf the Grey. Like, you need balance on this team. If you ever want to become serious, I just can't. Like, I understand. Now. Listen, I understand the optimism part of this, but we got to get serious as an organization. Are these guys the best combination you could have gotten? Hell no. But you hope at least 3 of them can stand out and be rotation pieces. That's all you can hope for. But next year's draft really will be make or break, not for the base or for the team, for that Brooklyn Nets front office. Because they're putting their reputation on the line, hoping that pick has to be something good. Because if it's not, man, did you just give the Rockets free picks for nothing at that point?
Yeah, we just gotta see how it pan out, though. We gotta see how it pan out, but yeah, they could have. See, my thing is to upgrade like Tyrese. Now, we think about who gonna make the roster now, right? If you would have drafted Nick Clifford, it's a guarantee he's better than Jalen Wilson and Tyrese Martin off the rip. He's already better than those two right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I seen it. So if you're trying to replace them now, and like I said on my last podcast, how is it that at the end of summer league you let all the older guys run, right? And then you're trying to add an older guy to the team, but then you don't draft older. That doesn't make, you know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense to me. Like all the seniors that was on the roster, they all played in the 3rd or the 4th game. And then you give somebody like Grant Nelson an invite to summer league and you hoping he can make the team. So why didn't you just draft somebody that was not better than them when you had the chance? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Because the dudes that got drafted that was older, you had a chance to get them, but you still want an older player that's not as talented as the guys that was on the board. You know what I'm saying? That only makes sense to me.
I'm telling you, they are saving as much money as possible for that next star. Maybe they purposely chose Ben Surratt because they don't want to pay all 5 guys. They want to choose one guy that's a complete dud, but to them, oh, we love this guy. He's so great, but really, no, he's financially not going to cost us anything. We'll eventually get rid of him. Like, if that's the case, oh my gosh, this organization has not changed their ways for 9 years. You better hope that there's a star available by 2027, because if not, you are in a mess that you will never get yourself out of via this front office. And by then, you got to start looking, hey, should they be the ones in charge of this organization? Probably not. So I just think this organization has been just walking over so many landmines last few years, they don't even see straight anymore. But I hope these young guys can develop. It's just they did not make the best selection of moves that they could have made. But at least what we do know is that 1 or 2 of these guys at least can stand out from the pack and at least be rotation guys. That's definitely something to take away at least.
Yeah, it's about 2. I count. I don't know, man. I'll tell you one thing. I you know me, I give Sean Marks a lot of leeway. I believe that he's really trying. But boy, you're making it tough, Sean. You're making it tough. You're making it real hard for me, man.
Make it tough. Because like I'm saying, for me with the scouting, I didn't understand that at all. You know what I mean? Because I would be bumping heads with just like everybody in the room. Like I don't.
Right. I'd have been like, yo, man, there's a center that we can pick
I
up
don't understand.
That
like I don't even understand that. Like
he can shoot threes.
Yeah, like I didn't understand none of that. I could understand if you pick Jaeger, I could understand. Even if you if you got Trayor, I could understand. You know what I'm saying? But once you get past that, I'm like, all right, now you really gotta build a roster, like, you know what I'm saying, upgrade where we don't have, or upgrade better on the wing, upgrade something. You know what I'm saying? You just kept grabbing guards, like, bro.
Yeah, like, it didn't make no sense. And you know what it is? If this is all about an international theme, recruiting international star, I still wouldn't have chose Ben Seraph. I would have chosen Fleming or Rayner. I don't care what the internationality is. I want the best players available on this team. Like, I just feel like they're trying to commit to a theme, to some type of international basketball Euro style. But at the end of the day, you need the components. You can't just have good character European guys that just come out there, give you some stuff here or there, but you still get decimated by 50, 60 points. That should not be the purpose of this. Like, I hope this does lead to something in the next 2 years, but man, this is just confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's shit crazy. Raynard French too, so that would have been good pickup for them.
Yep.
Man, we got Raynard and Wolf, Claxton. Bye. I'll trade you the Shanghai Sharks at this point. Like I would have had my two bigs and then I have Dayron. I think the problem with the organization is you overpaid Claxton. You can't get rid of him right now because not a lot of people want him. So guess what? You just let Raynard, Maluak, a lot of these bigs, Corkbrenner, all these bigs go for nothing. And now you're hoping Wolf can just go from a forward to a center like it's easy peasy. Like, no, it's going to be an adjustment period. So I just feel like there was so much reaching that didn't have to happen. I just think this organization, they have a vision, but that vision has no ending. Like, that's the problem. Like, where are we going to get to a point where, okay, this is the core, we're ready to go, let's start playing for keeps? We're not even at that point yet. We're not at the point of what this core is at this point. We're just hoping these guys fight for roles and they stay for more than 2 years. That's what we're hoping for right now.
I hope it's not a waste of first round picks. I really don't.
I hope not. I hope not either, Scott. But I can't fully blame why NBA media were laughing their asses off at us. Even the Suns. And Scott, I don't know if you guys saw, they had footage of the Suns waiting during their draft period, and they're like, "Yo, they really missed out on what Maluak." like, oh my gosh, man, they were laughing at us. Like, I think everybody expected us to choose Maluak and then choose Trayor, but we reached 8 to 10 spots for Jaeger, and everybody's like, "Whoa, okay, who's drinking booze? Who's passing liquor to the scouts?"
Listen,
that makes no sense.
Jaeger might work out though. He might work out.
Man shouldn't be laughing at nobody after what happened in damn Phoenix these last couple of years.
No, but Jaeger might work out though.
Freaking Bradley Bill had that damn franchise. He stuffed them up, man. He had them under pressure. For real.
Yeah, getting Bradley Bill was a waste of money.
Bradley Bill was like, Bradley Bill, please. Nope, I got a no trade clause. You know what I'm saying? He had them hostage. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
But they still got Maluak and Fleming, man. Like, they were actually able to retool when they were financially screwed. That's like my huge, like, oh my gosh, we made them better by just not choosing the right talent at the right moment. That to me is upsetting. And if they turn out to be decent, damn, this organization really doesn't know what they're doing. And it's like Ice says, like, if he was in the room, he would have said, no, Ben Seraph's not on any of our mock drafts for our top selections. Why are we even talking about him? There's Fleming, there's Raynard, there's Noah Panda, and there's that other guy, Arios, that went to the Lakers. Like, there were different guys on our radar with those selections, but this organization's like, nah, we don't need those guys. Let's just get Ben Seraph because he's a part of the European theme. Like, come on.
I feel what you're saying, but at the end of the day, all this shit we doing is projected, John. We don't know how this shit gonna pan out. At one time, everybody thought Imani Bates was gonna be the next KD. You know where Imani Bates is right now?
Who said
out
that?
of the league. So granted, I mean, I get what you're saying, bro, and I agree. And I wanted Rasheer Fleming, and I wanted all of these guys too, and this specific type of certain players that I wanted, but at the end of the day, we still can't really speak on it like that because we don't know how this shit gonna pan out, bro.
No,
you know what
don't.
I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's just who you want it, how you see how you would build the team, and they don't have the vision of they don't have the same vision of building a team the way that we would build a team. You know what I mean? So
but I get it. But it's like that with every franchise, though. Like, fans don't get the players that they wanted.
Yeah, that's true.
What the fuck, man? You got this guy. And he was like, it's like that everywhere, bro. Not just in Brooklyn, I'm telling you. Because every fan has in their head what they think is the right direction or the right players to pick for the team moving forward.
That's true.
Facts.
That's true. I try not to, like I said, we'll see. And the chances are that some of these players, just like any lottery, some of them ain't going to pan out.
Facts.
Two of them
Facts.
might pan out for us in the first round, and that's pretty good. That's pretty
Shit,
good.
how many of those top 10 guys you think gonna be stars in the league?
I know.
Like,
Yeah,
in,
you're right.
in 4 years.
Maybe half of them, not even star. Like they'd be lucky to be role player.
I might say three out of
Yeah.
10.
I
Maybe.
Yeah.
tell you,
And
he's not in that top 10. Colin Murray Boyle, I'm shocked he even cracked top 10 at that point by the Raptors. I thought they were going to get Mallory
3. I say
Nah.
2.
Have
I
you
say it's
seen?
three. It's three in the possible. That's what I
Right.
got.
Yeah.
It's like playing spades. You saying 2, 3 in a possible?
Yeah,
You got 3 in a
to
possible.
4.
Oh
Three
man,
or 4. If it's more than that, then
you left
yeah.
8 books there for me.
I'm still shocked that the Pelicans came away with both Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears, man. I was like, oh my gosh.
But here's another thing. I got into a conversation. I believe it was Dylan too, and I read the story on Cam Thomas on Nets Daily, and they in the front office person for the Nets said they loved Cam Thomas. Right. They also said that they were trying to move up, and they was like, "Why did you pick all 5 picks?" They was used on 5 picks. They said, "Well, we were trying to move up, but we just couldn't." So that's why we went that route and just said, "Fuck it," we was going to select all 5 picks. Right. So I put that out there on Twitter. I'm like, see, guys, like the Nets were trying to move up, but it takes 2 to tango. Then it was like, oh no, that's bullshit. Sean Marks, he just wasn't doing enough. He was trying to lowball people and projecting. I'm like, Dylan,
no, he's trying to move up.
How do you know he was trying to lowball other teams? And you know how I know? I got an educated guess that Sean Marks wasn't trying to lowball people, because just like John said, I don't know how New Orleans moved up, and this, how they moved up, John? They gave away their 2026 picks.
I know. I wouldn't have done that for Queen. I personally wouldn't have.
Where the team they were traded with had to call them, like, you sure you want to do that? Like, you want to do this deal for real? Like, they had to check in with them to really, like, is this a joke? Are you really trying to give us these? All right. So what I'm saying is, I want to lay my plane. It took a lot for them to move up in that fucking draft.
Yeah, so it would have cost us.
That wasn't just low balling.
No, I agree with you, Joey. I agree with you.
Give up the house to move up in the draft. If you knew it took New Orleans 2 2026 picks to move up 10 spots, then you know that it wasn't easy to do.
No, listen, I agree with you, Joey. If anybody won our 2026 lottery pick, that's already a non-starter for me. I'm not giving any of my 2026, my only 2026 lottery pick away for nobody. I don't care who it is, because unless you would give me Cooper Flag, I'll give you away that 2026 pick, maybe. But other than that, I probably would have done it. But we also have other teams' picks. We have the Philly pick. Look how bad Philly's right now. That, to me, could be a very valuable asset for another team. We also have now the Nuggets 2030 pick when Nicole will be past his prime. And we also have these Knicks picks. If the Knicks botch this upcoming season, we're supposed to be the easiest Eastern Conference to possibly win. Man, we have 4 of their picks. Like, we also have stuff to move with as well. So if no team wanted that stuff, then okay, we're in a deadlock and we can't do nothing about it. But what you can do is draft the best available talent available. And instead, we reached on almost everybody we drafted. That to me is like a huge problem. Even in those circumstances, you still screwed it up somewhat.
I think we reached on 2. I think 2. We reached on 1. You could possibly say we reached on 2 if you want, depending on how you look at Yegor. I would say we reached on a Saraf pick. Everybody's in agreement with that.
I would say the Powell pick too, because Powell could have been picked at 27. I had Powell at around 27, 26 personally on my draft board. So I thought that was a little bit of a reach. But I still like the move.
All right. I'd say just maybe 2. That's it. The most we reached 2 players.
I mean, but
I like Agron.
But then again,
I don't know if I'd have took him at 8, but he wouldn't have been there at 20.
Yeah, but the thing is, Scott, if Yegor pans out, ain't nobody gonna be saying we reached.
No, nobody ain't gonna say shit. But I said I think he's okay. He's okay at 8. If you wanted a guard, if your priority was a guard, they picked two guards that I thought was available and there, the best available and there. Now, the wings and the center could have worked on that.
Yeah,
You
we
could have
definitely
worked on
could
that a
have.
little better because that fourth pick, I don't know.
Telling you, I just don't think they understand what they're fully doing. I just think this draft one was just a total waste of time. And now, and here's another thing: did they purposely draft all these guards because they kind of knew the Thomas situation would get bad negotiation wise, or they just do not have Cam in the long-term plans whatsoever? So get 5 playmakers, and it's like, Cam, if you want to take the money we want, okay, bye. We have 5 playmakers. Like if that was their intention too. It's like, damn. So
No,
now you're not caring about Cam financially. You're just trying to purposely put players on this team just so Cam gets asked out regardless. If that's your case with Ben Saraff, I just don't like association runs things. If that's how you're trying to prove a point.
Well, you can't
like
Ben Sharaf replacing Ben Sharaf for Cam.
No.
Well, listen, I personally think, and I told people before the draft, I was right. I said we need a guard, and sure enough, that's what they were thinking. I told you they were thinking about a guard. They need a guard. They need a guard.
I'm gonna go back to New Orleans real quick. They got the reason why they gave up that pick. I think it was one pick, 2026, is maybe something else. The reason they gave it up because they got Jeremiah and they thought and they believe that Queen is their that you know what I'm saying? They got their two guys. So they don't care about next year, and they gave us somebody else's pick. It wasn't theirs pick. It was like a Bucks pick or Atlanta pick or something. It wasn't necessarily their pick. They just had it. But they got their two guys that they certified. If I get these two guys, I'm good. That's how they looked at their situation. You know what I'm saying? So
right. But also the Zion thing.
Yeah, that's like saying if you got Ace and Carter Bryant, like, bro, who cares about the rest of the, you know what I'm saying? I got my guys. I got my wings. Y'all could whatever. You know what I'm saying? Next year, whatever. I don't care about them guys. That's how they felt because the rest of the way their team is already built. You know what I'm saying? If Zion on stay, they got Queen. You know what I'm saying? And if JP Jordan Poole leave, they got Fairs. You know what I'm saying? That's how they look at their situation. So they felt comfortable with doing that.
Right, but also it's almost like trying to get, let's say, a pick this year, and I guess Derek Queen is their 2026 version of a lottery pick. So, and also with the Zion situation, who knows what's going with him with his baggage? Like, if his money is not guaranteed next 2 years, so they can just let him go and like, okay, I got Fears and Queen. There's my 1 and 2. Buy Zion. So I definitely understood why the Pelicans did it. It's definitely a huge, crazy gamble, which most NBA pundits would give them an F for. But at the end of the day, they've been snake bitten by injuries the last few years. So, of course, they had to do something crazy here because Zion likely, he's not going to be on their team, I don't think, past next year or the year after that because it just seems like he wants nothing to do with them. So why not just spend your 2026 lottery pick, turn it into Derek Queen, and if Zion goes bye-bye, well, at least we got 2 young guys to rebuild around. So I definitely understand why they did it, but it's still a huge gamble. I would have done it personally, but also at the same time, if other teams just wanted that pick, I have all these other picks. So if you don't want those picks, well, I guess we can't do business, but we can still choose who's the best player available. And I agree with Scott. After Powell with Saraff, it's like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, you have all these different guys that fit our system, but you're like, oh, we need a third guard. I just feel like the Cam Thomas situation plays a part because Cam has wanted to run point in the past, so it could be a combo guard. But you draft all these different point guard type players, you're essentially telling Cam, you're just a 2 guard, take your $14 million and put your tail between your legs. If that was their intention, no wonder his negotiations are as cold as ice right now. Because Cam don't want to play that type of game. And I think if that's why they did that move, Ben Saraff move, we really did not take advantage of one of the most historic drafts in recent memory, which is all on their problem right there.
Yeah. See, we will see.
All right. I'm getting ready to close out. Y'all go ahead and give y'all shout outs and y'all pages and where to find y'all at before I close it out.
Yeah. All right. I'll go first real quick because I am tired. This is like my 3rd podcast day. Scott, I did a podcast with you. I was on the Breezy podcast, and now I'm on the Iceman podcast. Because
I was with you the whole time.
Yeah. What did Breezy call you yesterday? Your Esco Scout now or something like that? I like that.
Yeah, Esco Scout. Yeah, Esco
Esco
Scout. Yeah.
Scout. That's what you should do. Esco Scout. I like that, man. But yeah, great talking with you guys today. If you ever want to talk fun basketball with me, follow me on Twitter at everything BKNets John. Definitely subscribe to Ice's channel, Scott's channel, and Joey. He's definitely around Twitter and definitely on different podcasts. Very cool guy to talk basketball with. But shout out to everybody and great all around discussions today, man. Always fun to be part of. Peace, everyone.
All
Peace,
right.
peace. All right.
Where they
Yeah.
find you at, Scott?
Yeah. You can follow me on YouTube. Apartment Gamer and More, Brooklyn Nets Stoop Edition. Please check it out. You could also get me Scott Lewis Apartment Gamer 1 on X.
All right, Joey, you still there? Give yourself a shout out. You still there, Joey?
Joey's mic is on.
All right, you go find Notorious on Twitter. And
Yeah.
y'all know my motto. Y'all don't have to like, y'all don't have to subscribe because I don't know anything. You heard? And I'm out.
Later.
All right.